North Africa, specifically Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya share a common language, a dominant religion, and even similar cuisine and traditions. So why aren't they part of a single unified country? They speak Arabic, follow Islam, and share deep Berber roots. They were colonized by European powers and gained independence around the same time. Wouldn't a unified Maghreb make perfect sense, economically, culturally, and politically? But instead of unity, these nations have been fractured by centuries of empire, colonial division, territorial disputes, and regional rivalries. In fact, some of them are barely on speaking terms today. So here's why North Africa isn't one country. Let's break down this episode of Why Isn't This Place One Country, as we explore the historical forces that shaped the modern world. North Africa, also called the Maghreb, comprises 5 countries: Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Egypt. But we'll focus on the first 3 for this episode since their histories are most intertwined. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, we know Egypt isn't exactly part of the Maghreb, but bear with us. We're considering the entire region, including Egypt, as part of the Arab Maghreb. And besides, Egypt has its own reasons for not uniting with its neighbors. But that's for another episode. Okay, now that we're all on the same page, let's rewind the clock to understand how we got here. From ancient empires to colonial rule, there are several reasons why the Maghreb countries are divided today, starting with the ancient empires. The Maghreb has a long history of conflict. As early as 264 BC, the great empires of the region locked horns in a series of wars known as the Punic Wars. At one end was the mighty Roman Empire, which coveted Carthage's dominance in the western Mediterranean. On the other side was Carthage, located in what is today Tunisia, with its network of trading posts stretching across North Africa. The Romans eventually triumphed, expanding their dominion westward and laying the foundation for what would become the Roman province of Africa. While the Arab conquests in the 7th century CE brought about a unified religious identity, it didn't necessarily foster political unity. The region came under the rule of various Islamic caliphates, including the Uayyad Caliphate and the Abbasid Caliphate. However, it never formed a single political entity under one ruler. Internal divisions and external pressures kept the Maghreb fragmented throughout much of history. Then there's the Ottoman Empire. By the 16th century, the Ottomans had expanded into North Africa, controlling parts of Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. However, Morocco remained largely independent, carving out its own path and shaping its distinct identity. This early divergence set the stage for future geopolitical differences. One key factor that stands out is the colonial fragmentation. French colonization deeply affected the region's political trajectory. France colonized Algeria, Tunisia, and parts of Morocco, while Italy colonized Libya. The arbitrary borders drawn during the colonial era have had a lasting impact on the region. These borders often didn't align with existing tribal or ethnic boundaries, which sowed the seeds of future conflicts and hindered the possibility of a unified state. After gaining independence, each country developed its own narrative of liberation and forged its unique path. Algeria's struggle against French rule was particularly intense and protracted, shaping its national identity. Tunisia and Libya, too, experienced their own paths to independence, each leaving an indelible mark on their respective histories. But the road to independence wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning of a new chapter fraught with challenges and complexities. In the aftermath of independence, there were indeed dreams of unity. The idea of a united Greater Maghreb held appeal. Leaders and citizens envisioned a unified North Africa that would stand as a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. But unity proved to be a slippery dream. Organizations such as the Arab Maghreb Union, established in 1989, aimed to foster integration and cooperation among the member states. However, the union has been plagued by bureaucratic inefficiencies and a lack of political will. A major obstacle to unity is the Western Sahara conflict, Morocco's claim over the Western Sahara territory. A region also claimed by the self-declared Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic has been a thorn in the side of regional integration. Algeria supports the Sahrawi cause, creating a point of contention between itself and Morocco. As a result, Morocco severed diplomatic ties with Algeria in 1976, highlighting the deep-seated nature of the rift. Border closures exacerbate tensions. The fortified border between Morocco and Algeria. one of the most heavily guarded land borders in the world, stands as a stark reminder of the divisions that continue to plague the region. Different political models. The Maghreb countries have pursued different political paths. While Morocco is a constitutional monarchy with a relatively stable political system, Tunisia and Libya have grappled with instability and civil war. These contrasting experiences have contributed to the fragmentation. There is a significant amount of hostility between Morocco and Algeria, driven by a combination of factors. Distrust between the two nations has been fueled by historical events and territorial disputes. As mentioned earlier, the Western Sahara conflict has been a major point of contention. Morocco's claim over Western Sahara, a region also claimed by the Polisario Front, is strongly opposed by Algeria, which supports the Sahrawi cause. This disagreement has led to diplomatic tensions and strained relations between the two countries. Algeria's support for the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination is seen as a challenge to Morocco's territorial integrity and sovereignty over Western Sahara. For Morocco, it perceives Algeria's actions as a form of irredentism and a threat to its national security. Both countries have adopted different political models. Algeria is a republic with a strong emphasis on nationalism and a powerful military establishment, while Morocco is a constitutional monarchy with a certain degree of political liberalization. These differing systems have created a divide between them. Since the 1990s, Algeria has adopted a more inward-looking approach, prioritizing domestic issues and regional stability. This shift has contributed to a decline in relations with Morocco, which has sought closer ties with European countries, including France and Spain. Historical grievances also play a role in the animosity between the two nations. Algeria's struggle for independence from Dutch rule involved support from Morocco. However, following independence, relations deteriorated, leading to border closures in 1994. Past conflicts and territorial disputes have left deep scars, contributing to the current state of hostility. Economic competition is another aspect that can strain relations between nations. Algeria's vast gas and oil reserves have made it an important player in the energy market. This economic significance has both attracted investment and raised strategic interests from neighboring countries, potentially leading to tensions. So you might be wondering, is there any hope for unity in the future? Despite the deep cultural, linguistic, religious bonds that unite the Maghreb countries, their path remains divergent. While pan-Arab sentiments may advocate for unity, on the ground, identity, pride, and politics keep these nations more apart than ever. For now, the dream of a united North Africa seems like a distant vision. Instead, each country is focused on its own journey, navigating the complexities of their individual histories and forging their unique destinies on the world stage. And that's why North Africa isn't one country. If you liked this episode, you might also enjoy our video on Why Isn't Italy One Country? It explores the historical factors and events that led to the division of the Italian peninsula. Click here to check it out. If you've ever wondered why there are so many countries in Europe, make sure to watch our explanation on that topic as well. Click here to watch it now. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Why Isn't This Place One Country? If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Your support means the world to us. Now, it's your turn to leave a comment. What other places in the world do you think should be one country but aren't? Share your thoughts below. If you found this episode intriguing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more captivating content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world with us.